Bring it back.
Hi guys, I'm EvoLols and welcome back to episode 5 of Ostriv. So, if you remember last time, we managed to sort of get our town established, got our fishing community set up, and started work on the farm. However, I do fear I've been a bit late with the farm, as we are now, so it's now October, so we're not going to be able to plant anything this year. And we've got to survive the winter with sort of a handful of potatoes and a little bit of fish. So we may rapidly start to encounter food problems. A few things I'm going to do going forwards immediately is set building a well here, so it's easily accessible from, not the trading post, but from the farm and from the cowshed, because the people who work there will need to collect the hay and the water. And I'm also going to look at building another 2 hay stacks shortly as well for hay storage over this part of the village. So if we go to hay barracks, we'll place one there and another one there, so that once these ones are full, it's probably not going to work this year again because I'm probably too slow, because mowing season is over. They should next year start to store hay there if everyone isn't dead by that point. I've also commissioned a second fishing boat. I've got to assign a worker for that job though, and we've got a lot of open vacancies and not very many men to fill them. So I'm wondering if there's anyone doing anything currently that can be sort of forgotten about. No, because we're running out of wood. Oh dear. So I need to assign a second worker here to the wood. So I need to try and find some free workers. What is everyone doing? 13 or 11 men. That's not that many people, I don't suppose. Only 22 adults. And almost all of them are working on building this stupid bridge I started to build. The carpentry has got nothing to do at the moment, so he can cancel his job, and the blacksmith is full of nails, so he can cancel his job. So hopefully we can start to get a worker assigned to a different position. The thatchery is probably approaching full as well. It is, so let's just cancel his job as well for the moment. So I'm not paying these people, and we can get on with producing other resources. Still struggling to get workers assigned though. Okay, we've got a second woodcutter assigned, so hopefully we'll start to get wood back up production, because the person there can't find wood. So they're now bringing the logs back in because it needs 2 of them to carry them, which is understandable. Okay, they've started to chop those logs up for some wood. Obviously a lot of wood is being consumed by this bridge, so I'm going to pause construction on this bridge for the moment since it's not actually doing anything. I want to try and get this second boat built. I'm not sure when the river's going to freeze over, whether it's going to be as soon as we hit November or after that. So we've got 10 wood. If I can get this second boat out, it'd be nice if I could get an extra month of fishing in to try and get a little bit more food in the bit stored before we hit the winter period. So we've got 1.5 fish there and 0.9 fish there, because we're going to have to survive sort of it's probably almost 5 months of snow where no food is going to be able to be grown or no fish are going to be able to be harvested. And I have got, if it really comes to it, a couple of spare cows, or a couple of spare ox, which could possibly be used. But I don't know whether that's going to be really a feasible task. This guy should have got the collected wood, which he has. He's probably just resting, and then when he's taking a rest, when he comes back, hopefully he'll get that boat built and we can assign a second boatman. The wood is still all rapidly being used. Yeah, still only got 4 wood. It's all being transported to the site for the well. It should hopefully soon be being built. Okay. I'm not sure what the wealth of my little village is like. Probably not very high. I wonder if something I'm not currently aware of is if fish is classed as an expensive food, and if it is it prohibitive to people for buying it? So if people are too poor, can they not afford to buy fish? So he's getting this boat rapidly built. Let's assign another worker to the fishery. So when this boat gets delivered, he can get straight out This man's going to take this boat round to the fishery now. And there we go. So we've now got 2 people fishing, which is good. I'm going to cancel. Oops. Nope. I'm going to cancel your job working at the boatyard since it's no longer needed there. Let's have a look at resources. Thatch is still good. Iron and nails have fallen a little bit, so we're probably worth reassigning a worker back to the smithy to continue nail production. Has this well been built here? Yes, it has, and the 2 hay barracks are up. So we might as well resume our pointless bridge building exercise. So next year, obviously, as I say, probably going to do these provisionally, both as one as potato, one as a wheat field. I don't know how many fields a one farm can support, so maybe we should look at building another field. Which way is the entrance going to be? Would it make sense to have it this way, probably? And then this can be also a potato field. So we've got 3 active fields that will be worked once the growing season comes back round. So if we do survive the winter, then hopefully we can actually produce a reasonable amount of food going forwards. They're still working on this bridge, which is a very much long-term project. Seems to be taking them ages to get that up, but that's probably because they're running out of wood. Hopefully now with 2 fishermen, we're getting a reasonable amount of fish being grown, being caught. Because there's still not that much stored away anywhere, none in camp storage, and not all that much in the fishing docks. And probably might as well order a 3rd fishing boat and just assign a worker back to that. It probably won't get built in time, but then you never know, it might, depending if the river freezes at the end of October or not. But there's so many vacancies here, let's pause that one again so it gets a worker. We'll see if this production of the boat stops at the end of October. Some of the workers moved some of the spare hay from these racks over to the field for the cows. Yeah, so November, so all the cows are now being taken inside, so these have now got to survive solely on hay, as have the cows who run the plough here. The fishing boat construction seems to be continuing, and the actual fishing is still ongoing, which is good. That's hopefully another month we should get to build up some more food storage. People are obviously having to buy fish continuously now. It's going to be quite a long period without any food. I do fear there's probably not going to be enough to sustain them. They can't live off hay. So it may be worth looking at possibly building a slaughterhouse, which would then enable me to, if I build a slaughterhouse, I'll be able to kill some of the cows that I've got, and that would put less reliance on the hay then as well. And then hopefully feed the people with that maybe. This guy's a little 1 wood short. Hopefully he's just going to get that piece of wood and come back, and then he'll start construction on the 3rd boat on our little fishing fleet. Hopefully there's probably some people employed. Yeah, 3. I've got 3 spare men at the moment. Has he started work on that boat yet? No, he's just bringing the wood in. Let's go all that way for a cart to carry 1 piece of wood. Inconvenient. So he's now going to start construction on that boat. Getting wood for. Oh, he's gone to have a rest. Can't he hurry up and build that booming boat? So the hay supplies are being quite rapidly used already. We should still have 2 lots of 10 over here, which we'll do. They're having to continually fetch more hay to feed the animals. I fear suggestions that we may all end up starving this winter may end up yet coming true. And for some reason this person is getting more wood, which I don't quite understand. Because the fishing supplies are not increasing. They're just being, because now people have almost exclusively out of potatoes, everyone is almost entirely reliant on fish, of which we don't have very many. Economically as well, we are obviously losing great amounts of money, particularly on salaries and things like that. I've spent a fair bit on messengers. We are getting more from local sales, which is obviously the sales of fish and stuff, but it's not enough to offset it. How's this person getting on with his building? He's not going to get it built in time this year. The bridge has been laid out, but still got a long way to go construction wise. I just don't think they're going to be able to store enough fish. We've got 1.4 stored there, 1.1 there, and 0.4 there. It's going to be a hungry winter. We've got to get round to, I think it's March before we hit, so it's 4 months of snow before we hit sort of spring again and the river defrosts and the fishermen can get back out. Yeah, so here is December and the snows. Although, does that mean we can get another month of fishing, or is it going to freeze up very shortly? It looks like can't fish in winter. Darn. So this person, oops, didn't mean to click that. This person may as well be disassigned from the boatyard, and work on the wooden bridge may as well continue, while I have a look at where we're going to place the slaughterhouse. We may as well place it sort of in and around this district here, along sort of farming street. And actually, to be honest, we may as well just repause construction on this bridge, since it really isn't doing anything for me in the short term or even the long term really. So we'll focus construction on the slaughterhouse. Hay piles are getting lower and lower, but more importantly, fish is getting lower and lower. Oh dear. Dark times are approaching. So a few people have still got the odd potato, but not very many. A little bit of potato here and there, but most people are now solely reliant on fish as their full diet, and there's not a lot of fish there. A little bit stored in the fishery, so we should have to hope that we've got enough food to hold out. I believe is what happens is once you run out of food, people start to leave rather than actually dying. I think they just aren't prepared to stay somewhere where they're starving, so they end up moving on. The hay supplies are holding up okay, so I think we should have enough hay for the winter. Just over 20 hay. But it's the fish which is the issue. Yeah. We've got enough workers at the farm to keep the plough going. Probably when it comes back round to spring and we start ploughing, I'll hire another woman. So we've got 3 fields to work. We've got, we'll have our 2 potatoes and our wheat. I would also like to, I was recommended by someone in the comment section, probably a good idea, is to establish like purely a sunflower farm. So 1 farm working 4 fields, so 2 fallow, 2 working, to use the sunflower then to trade with other cities. Some of these often like to have sunflower oil, which is quite a valuable trading product. So the slaughterhouse is going up at a reasonable pace. So this is my sort of backup plan. If people start to run out of food completely, I may resort to having to slaughter a cow or something to try and keep everyone fed. I don't know how much meat 1 cow would produce there, probably not all that much. Just got to make it round to summer until I can start farming. It's assuming they can even build this flipping slaughterhouse in time, because I keep needing a lot of clay for the walls. So we're coming to the end of the first winter month. It's coming to the end of December. No fish left in the fish shop. 1.1 at the stand and 0.8 at the stand. Oh god, we're never going to make it. Probably as we sort of get to mid-January then I may look at slaughtering a cow to try and preempt the sort of food shortage that is going to happen, I think. Yeah. So the wood supply is getting back up, which is good. How many people are unemployed? 3 people currently unemployed. Although some of them are probably working now as workers and labourers on the slaughterhouse construction. Starting to get up, which is good. January 0.9 and 0.6. Supplies are getting lower. How long have we got? Still got ages yet to survive before the end of winter. Let's try and hurry up with this slaughterhouse. I wish I could get fast track people, tell them that they need to work quicker. Okay, so that's the walls done. So let's get the roof timbers on and then let's get the thatch in. People need to stop taking rests or they are going to starve to death. 0.5 and 0.8. Presumably I'll have to assign a worker to the slaughterhouse to do the slaughtering. How's hay? Hay is all out at that barrack. They haven't actually taken any hay from those barracks yet. Hopefully they are aware it's there and will go and collect it if it starts to run out. I mean, that's probably another reason to slaughter an ox, is that if they're going to start to get really hungry anyway. Yeah, so they do go and collect the hay from the barracks. Let's have a quick check our food levels. 0.4 and 0.5, getting lower. But this building is nearly completed. Excellent. So let's assign a worker, which we have done, and let's set an ox to slaughter. I don't know how this works, whether this man will go and collect it once he's got to his workstation. Will he go in? Oh, it's gone. Looks like it's been collected. Oh, there we go, he's collected the animal. I don't know, if it's only going to produce 0.5 beef, that is not a great deal. Not as much as I was hoping. So let's do beef. So then collect some beef for the stall. It may be enough to keep people fed till we get round to the summer season. How many people have we got? Let's look at just continuing this bridge then while people are unemployed. So the beef has been collected. It doesn't give me a great deal of beef, only 0.2 fish and 0.4. At least it gives people a variety of food though, I suppose. Beef and fish, well, there's not a lot of fish left. We're coming towards the end of January. I may... should I preemptively slaughter another cow, because how much fish have these people got? 0.18, 0.12, 0.12. There's a little bit of stuff in people's homes, hopefully enough to see them through, so I may just hang on for the moment. I don't really want to have to kill all my poor animals because they're quite expensive to buy. And if I have to buy them again, I'm going to run out of money if I'm not careful. So last year we made a whopping great loss. And we're also losing money again this year. So we're now in February. 2 months to go. There is no fish and very little fish and very little beef. Let's slaughter another animal. Another ox must die. We'll just have to buy more. Nothing else to be done. It's better than us all starving to death. The butcher should collect him and deliver him. The bridge is slowly making it across to the other side of the river. We're going to have the tannery over here. Even though it's miles away from where the leather is actually being produced, and it kind of makes it a completely pointless exercise, I just feel like putting the tannery over here, because tanneries should be near rivers and I'm sure it must smell, and I don't want to build it near my citizens. So, how's it going? There's beef being collected. So we've got beef stored there. So once this should be collected, I think it's just being carried by hand by the woman at the moment. It is. So the market stall here is now completely out of food. And here it has got food, but it's not got a labourer. Because everyone is probably working on there. So let's pause this production again. And let's slaughter a bull. People are running out of fish and food. And then hopefully that will be enough to see me through. See, so now the workers carrying the beef over is now available for sale again. Problem is, soon as now they've got a massive food shortage, as soon as anything becomes available for sale, there's a bit of a rush on the market stall. Everyone wants to buy it, I think. Got another animal that will give me another hide and another bit of beef. So we've got one bull, one ox, and we've got 2 oxes on the plough. If we can just get back round to summer. Come on, March. I don't think... Oh. It may be a case that once we hit March, the snows may clear. The river looks like it's unfrozen again, but there's just no fish yet. If we could start fishing in March, we'll be okay. The snows are starting to clear. We may have survived. Well, on that very sort of cliffhanger of a moment, if we are going to make it or not, I think we'll end this video. So, keep tuned for episode 6, which will be coming out within a day or two, and find out if we actually keep our citizens through to summer. Hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one.